Bobbi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I'm glad to see you this morning.
Thank you.
So, this was your first experience at Michael Simonson's energy workshops?
Yes.
So, tell me, thus far, how has your experience been?
It's been incredible.
In what way?
Just the clearing of everything that I've known. Everything that I've known. It's just the release of all that was inside me. Just feeling, just living my life as a shell, and now just filled with myself now inside. It was quite an amazing experience.
So it sounds like it was very positive, beautiful,
Yes.
Okay, experience for you.
Yes, I've even noticed a change when I look in the mirror in my eyes. They like glow more.
So you've had a real shift about who Bobbi is.
Yes.
Lovely. Have you gone to other workshops in your lifetime? Have you gone for other healing modalities?
No, I haven't.
Okay. What inspired you to come to this one?
I've always been interested in the energies and trying to make myself a better person. I had slight family history. My great aunt, I never met her, but she was a clairvoyant and was very good. And so I always knew about that type of being.
Mm-hmm.
But my sister and I have worked towards exploring different parts of spirituality and different things, but there's really been no workshops we've gone to. It's been books and talking to each other.
And any impact from those books and those conversations?
Some, but nothing that could even touch the surface of what happened here.
So you were with us all day yesterday at
Yes.
the workshop, from about 9 yesterday morning until 11 last night.
Yes.
And one word to describe the shift for you.
Awesome.
You do look much lighter today. You just look lighter and brighter. So I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
Is it okay if I ask you, I personally have done years of therapy and counseling, and I know in my experience, I never had quite the shift that I have had since being in the energy workshops. And there's a great value to counseling and therapy. I call it my place to vomit.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I busted open. I'm wondering, have you gone through therapy, Western medicine modalities, and do you mind sharing?
I don't mind sharing.
Okay.
You can ask me anything.
So I'd love to know, and not to say there's no value to any of that, but in healing, how would you say your experience of doing the workshop is, and we can compare to maybe doing years of counseling and therapy. Is that a fair question?
That is a fair question.
Okay.
I was through 11 years of counseling almost once a week for 11 years. I did grow a lot. I did learn a lot. I had a very incredible psychologist that I worked with. But if I had to compare, this was like, it's like right out of the gate. I think if I had the two mixed, where I could process afterwards, I mean, we did a lot of processing here as well, but I know there's no like after, follow-up like workshop or that I know of anyways. And
well, you can arrange that.
Yes.
We'll set that up. We have a connection with Michael.
Yes. So it was incredible,
So
It's
I
just-
often think that one of the words that Michael uses is that we're all beings of light, and when we truly believe we're beings of light, then in a nanosecond we can heal those pieces of us that are coming from fear. And I'm hearing that your day yesterday was like a nanosecond of healing you from fear.
Yes.
Is that?
And I had just this summer started learning about that. And I thought I had worked very hard towards getting there, so I didn't realize that I wasn't kind of living that way. And when I was here, I couldn't believe the amount of stuff leaving and all the stuff coming back in to fill in that void.
And the
It was
stuff
just
leaving was,
it,
how would you word it?
darkness.
Darkness.
It's very dark.
Weighing you down. Your judgments, your fears.
Yes, and it's everything I've always known, and living that way, I didn't know any different.
So your
Until
story.
afterwards, I'm like blown away.
So
Just blown away.
all your life you've sort of had this story about who Bobbi was, if I'm hearing it correctly.
Yes.
And that story,
Was always fighting to try to do the right thing.
but it was weighing you down.
Yes, and I didn't know why, because I was always trying to do the right thing and to live the right way, and I just couldn't get out from something, and I didn't know what it was. And now I do.
And the nanosecond happened.
Yes.
And you've been filled with light.
The
white
light, I feel it. It's just such a different feeling.
How did-
It's like my guts were ripped out and replaced with
Well, I
what's
think
supposed
they
to be.
were. I think they were, Bobbi. You're looking pretty good.
Yes.
I think you had like psychic surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just brain surgery, the whole being surgery.
So when you sit here now talking to me, I'm gonna cry for you. And you realize this white light energy that you're filled with now is your true connection to Source, to God, to you, your higher aspect of you. What do you feel?
The first word is centered. That I've never felt before in my life. I thought I might have had moments. I don't think they were true moments of centeredness. This is the first time I felt centered, where I feel completely in control.
So what do you think you need to do to stay forward on your track? Not what do you think you need to, what do you know you need to do to keep forward on your track?
I need to watch my old speech patterns so that they're my new speech patterns, instead of I will, I am, I'm not going to try, I'm going to do, and I need to keep that in check. If anything negative comes into my mind, I need to deal with it right away, to not let it build up, because that's when old patterns can happen, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. I like this, and I'm going to keep it.
So, not to bring you back, but if I say, who was the Bobbi before yesterday? Give me a couple words to describe her.
Somebody was always fighting to be in control, fighting to, for everything, even things that seem like they should come simple. Always just fighting through life, just constantly, always wanting to do the right thing, and every time I felt like the right thing, I just had to keep fighting and fighting and fighting, because this is the way I wanted to be, and I just couldn't quite get there.
So you were a master then to
I was very
a
persistent.
wanting. You were a master to a wanting. I want, a master to it.
I knew it was out there, but I didn't know what it was.
And now, who's Bobbi now? Tell me who Bobbi now is.
Woo! I have every power that I've ever needed in my life. I have centeredness. I have my positive thoughts.
So if I was to say,
I'm whole.
I am,
I'm
and have,
whole.
okay, I am,
Love.
I am.
light,
I am.
beautiful.
Say it. I want you to say it.
I am beautiful.
You are beautiful. I'm so glad you came to this workshop.
Me too.
If you were to recommend this workshop to people, tell me what that might look like. I'm somebody, Bobbi, you look so great. I haven't seen you in forever. I see this change over you. And like, what did you do? What's happened to you? What would you tell me?
I went to the most amazing workshop, and it is so cool. And I would send you lots of emails and everything I could to try to show you. But I'd let you decide for yourself what you needed to do. But I would just make sure you had all the tools that I could give you to research on your own to know that this was the right thing. I'd ask other people if you needed to talk to them to get their testimonies, that you would do that. But I tell you, it's something you have to do for yourself.
So you sat in the workshop with all of us yesterday, listening to Michael Simonson teach an assorted group of people. When you were watching all the different lessons that Michael was handing out, was there just one specific, like, was he just talking to people who were maybe just damaged psychically, or did you see lots of messages?
There was definitely lots of messages, and sometimes there's messages inside of messages. So he might have been talking to somebody else, but certain things that he said to other people resonated within me as well. So he's putting it out there. He might be sending it to somebody, but the people who are supposed to hear it will hear it.
Again, I'm so glad you came, and thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you.